matter how bad democracy is, I prefer democracy more than the military junta. Nigerians have the opportunity to elect their representative people that represent them in the House of Representatives, in the Senate. They have the right to elect who they want to be their president. So that in itself is an achievement, where if you compare to the military junta, some group of people will use the barrel gun to take over the responsibility of the country. So for the fact that majority of Nigerians have a say in who governs and manages the affairs of the Nigerian people, it's a very significant achievement. Secondly, what do you do to Nigeria? There is an opportunity for such things to be presented on the floor to the representative of the Nigerian people, whereas in the military junta, the country is being governed by promulgation of decrees by the military administrators. Allocations of projects, people have no say to say whether my constituency is being represented or is not being represented. So I think to some extent, although democracy has its own consequences in terms of corruption too, in terms of a lot of things that are not good, but I can say that the country from 1999 till date has achieved by way of sustaining our democratic leadership. You have said you have done well. So I think he should do better in terms of bettering the lots of the Nigerian people. Everybody knows the hardship that Nigerians are passing through some of the economic policies that the executive arm of government say it is for some certain period of time. Nigerians will want to see how Mr. President will push those policies to an extent that it will bring succor on all the people of this country. So I think, let me borrow from you, he have done well, but it's important for him to push so that the consequences of hardship, hunger that people are facing as a result of some perfect and good economic policy should be seen on the palm of the common people on the street.
And for us to be consistent in practicing democracy for this number of years speaks to one thing, maturity, that indeed the north, south, east and west of Nigeria and the 6 geopolitical zones of this country, across all the different tribes and tongues, we can still understand ourselves and say this is exactly what we want. Democratic rule, which is the best form of government on the face of the earth. So in the Halo Chamber today, we are about to celebrate that. So I'm very excited. In the last 2 years of this current administration, every person has come to attest to the fact that indeed Nigeria as a nation is being navigated on the right path for a very long time, since we ever witnessed this trajectory. Every indicator shows that our economy is improving, is doing well. Infrastructural wise, the road maintenance, the road constructions, we are doing well. Even in the eyes of other international community, we are being rated very high. So again, back to your question, what I will advise the president to do more, of course, is to be consistent in the current policy that he has been doing. Our refineries, Dangote refinery is working. Yesterday, I was so elated to understand that right now in Nigeria, we have what is called trade surplus. What that simply means is that we are exporting more than we are importing. That shows a positive and giant stride that this administration has made in the life of this nation. So let Mr. President continue this trajectory, and give it time, we will simply get to our El Dorado.
Well, first, let me thank God for giving us the opportunity to be alive. So many of our leaders who started the democracy and who fought for it, some of them are not available today. We pray that God will continue to bless their souls. 26 years of interrupted democracy, we have come a long way. If you know where we are coming from military rule up to this level, you know that, like they say, Rome is not built in a day. The point is that even our electoral system has been reformed over and over again. It's not perfect yet, but it's been reformed. So for me, I want to say that in terms of democratic norms, in terms of representation, in terms of governance, we have moved far better than what it used to be. Here today, so many people abuse governors, abuse Tinubu, abuse National Assembly members. Nobody gets them arrested. They are not in the military regime. Those who are saying so are the younger elements who are maybe in their 20s or 30s, who never knew what it was, what we all went through during the military era. Gone were those days during the Babangida regime. Who are you? You dare not. For us, democracy is 100% better. There are no alternatives to democracy. American system is over 200 years. They are still not perfect. You can see protests going on in America today. It's part of democracy. For me, this last election, this new regime, is now laying a solid foundation. We met a very weak foundation. You understand? A foundation that is not based on certain policies. Now, you're now laying a very solid foundation that any other person who comes thereafter can build on it. We were just discussing this morning how many of us evade tax. As we are all standing, all of you pressmen, how many of us evade tax? We all evade tax, we don't want to pay tax. Yet, you want the government to do the best for you. For me, Nigeria is going to be better off, it's getting better. 2 years of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the New Hope agenda, you can see the infrastructure, you can see the roads being constructed. All these roads were, like the president said, envisaged during the Shagari regime. If a road was planned during the Shagari regime, and somebody is now coming today to implement it, you can imagine what had happened in the past, when we all had money, when Nigeria was in good money, not today that we are all scratching to survive. Look at when the president was a governor in Lagos State. The free trade zone that Dangote is operating today was designed by him, was planned by him. See what is happening. I mean, until we have visionary leaders who can see the future, and who can plan for the future, not what they can get immediately. Until we as Nigerians see our country as our own, we have no other country and nobody will come and do it for us. So democracy is 100% better. There are no alternatives to democracy.
I want to commend the president for the bills that were passed here, like the bills for the school scholarship, and for the tax reforms and other things. We are really very happy and proud that this is what we'll be able to do in the House here.
I can tell you for free that we are not yet there, but we are not where we used to be yesterday. There is a step ahead. As a Deputy Chairman House Committee on Army, I can tell you that democracy is the best form of practice that can bring dividends to every Nigerian. Starting with, the kind of things we are witnessing today, freedom to self-expression that you can't find in the other aspect that people are calling for. So it's even laughable for those people. 26 years on uninterrupted democracy. I can tell you also that it is God who is doing it. We are even growing very fast. If you look at some of these advanced countries, they've been there for years. There's 50, name it. Some have been there for long. We are just starting, and yet we have achieved this lot. With the Renew Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you can be rest assured that Nigeria is getting it right. We just have to make some sacrifices in making this country to be a great country for all of us. And these sacrifices has to do with, the dark part that has to be throughout the night, and then comes the morning. With that, I can assure you that Nigeria will be great again, and no one else can do it for us. It's we ourselves that will make our country great.
First and foremost, I have to congratulate the Nigerians for having an uninterrupted democracy day. From 1999 to date, we have a democracy that is working, even though there are so many challenges. But still, we have to thank Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for allowing us to witness another historic democracy day in our nation, which I believe things are going to be for the better. Security challenges, most especially nationwide, everywhere you go in this country, things are not the way they should be. So I urge Mr. President, the National Assembly, and people in the country to unite so that you can fight the menace, because people are not happy. People are sleeping with one eye. We have to tell ourselves the truth, and as leaders, we need to act urgently so that the nation can grow faster.
And as you know, Nigeria has made a tremendous progress in terms of democracy. Today there is freedom of speech, freedom of movement, there is freedom of everything that I can think of. And also you can see that this present government of Renew Hope agenda is making tremendous progress. Things are looking tough, but you know, there is no way we can move forward without taking a tough decision. And that is what our chief, the president have already done. And I strongly believe that things will get better. There is nobody that will compare military regime to democracy. Because when you talk about democracy, it's freedom. When you talk about democracy, it is the freedom to choose and the freedom also to do whatever that you like within the confine of the law. But the military is not like that. Everybody can testify to that. In military, were you free? Can you say anything? Can you criticize government? The answer is no. So you cannot, they are just like darkness and light. The two can never meet. You can, without being told, you can see that the legislature and the executive, their working relationship is very cordial for the growth and development of this country, and that is why the legislature is doing everything possible to support the executive in order for them to perform and bring good dividends of democracy to our people.
Understanding each other, we said we need to show fighting spirit for democracy to be seen. I can assure you that a right-thinking person with experience and wisdom like the presiding officer we have, especially my speaker, Right Honorable Tajudeen Abbas, is a man full of wisdom. We are working together, saying things behind the scene to the executive on how it should go, and they are buying into it. So there is no cause for any rancor, and then we are moving very well.